There are millions of kids in India who dream of playing cricket for the country, but only a handful of them actually make it. This is the story of a cricketer who won it all but still chose to stay low-key. This is the story of Gautam Gambhir.
Gautam Gambhir punches the air. He deserves all the accolades because this has been a terrific innings.
Gambhir was born in New Delhi to Deepak Gambhir, who manages a textile business, and Seema Gambhir, a housewife. He also has a sister named Ekta. Gambhir was adopted by his grandparents 18 days after birth and lived with them ever since. He started playing cricket at the age of 10. He received a schooling from Modern School, New Delhi, and graduated from Hindu College, which comes under University of Delhi. Gautam stayed at his maternal uncle Pawan Gulati's residence in the 90s. He considers Gulati to be his mentor and would often call him before important matches. Gambhir was coached by Sanjay Bharadwaj of Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy and by Raju Tandon. His first breakthrough came in the year 2000 when he was selected for the first intake of the National Cricket Academy in Bangalore. He scored 2 successive double hundreds in 2002, which made him a strong contender for India's opening slot in all forms of the game. He made his ODI debut against Bangladesh in the TVS Cup in 2003. In his third match, he scored 71 and was named man of the match.
Nicely steered away by Gambhir. This should go all the way for 4. Good looking stroke. That's short, banged away. That is a superb stroke from Gambhir. And then that's clipped away. That is clipped away by Gambhir, and it's a very nice stroke indeed.
In 2004, he made his test debut against Australia in the 4th and last test match of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, but he did himself no favours by getting out for 3-1.
Very good decision by Lindar. The angle was good from Jason Gillespie. Early tentative movements from Gautam Gambhir, not getting a great deal forward, close to the stumps, pitching in line, and that's gone. That's gone. Good decision once again by Alindar. Look at his head, right in line with the red zone. And he's got his spot on. Gambhir's first outing in Test match cricket, a disappointment. It's 11 for 2. And he's gone. Gautam Gambhir for the second time in this Test match has not got too many runs, and Glenn McGrath has a point to prove to his captain, not getting the new ball last evening. Strikes in his first over, and a big setback for India.
Gambhir, well, he had to get through this early period. That is a must from all batsmen, and Michael Clarke has been working on his slips fielding, and it just clung on in those fingers. His 50th wicket against India, Glenn McGrath, and early damage done for Australia. Not the start India wanted.
However, he made up for that by scoring 96 in his second test against the South Africans.
And his 50. His first in Test cricket. Very well played, young man.
His first Test century came against Bangladesh in December 2004. Gambhir then made a number of starts in the home series against Pakistan in 2005, but was able to make only one half-century in 6 innings. His first ODI century came against Sri Lanka the same year.
Again, this time he's got hold of it. One bounce and out of the ground. Wonderful boundary. And 52 to Gambhir. Gets a pat on the back. An opportunity for him which he has really utilised so far.
Does bring the crowd on its feet, but a fine way to get to your 50 after such a long layoff in the one-day game. But he sort of quickly latched on to that.
On the threshold of a wonderful ODI first 100. He's got it! Gautam Gambhir punches the air. He deserves all the accolades because this has been a terrific innings. Well done, and the emergence with it of another youngster for India.
A packed house, and they appreciate it. There's no doubt it's been a top-class innings. Nearly 50,000 crowd rise to their feet. And isn't he a happy man? He's been attacking from the outset. But when he needed that single, he got a short delivery from Arnold. Pushes it, and that's 3 figures.
He made 97 in Zimbabwe later in 2005, but failed to reach 30 against Sri Lanka at home, repeatedly struggling against Chaminda Vaas, and was subsequently dropped from the Test team. He was replaced in Tests by Wasim Jafar, who made a double hundred and 100 in 7 Tests.
It's in the air, man getting under it, and Gautam Gambhir has thrown it away. He was there hooking almost compulsively. Taranga was posted there at square leg, couldn't quite keep it down, didn't quite get it in the meat of the bat either. Disappointed Gambhir walks back to the pavilion. Sri Lanka elated, short delivery, once again went for the pull, and this was easy pickings for Taranga. So they needed a wicket before lunch, and they've got it, and look at that reaction. Gautam Gambhir, a very disappointed man. He had a start, should have capitalized, but India now 31 for 1, Gambhir gone for 19.
While Gambhir was out of the Test team, he played a number of one-day internationals for India between 2005 and 2007. However, he was not selected for the 2007 World Cup, as selectors opted for a top order of Sourav Ganguly, Virendra Sehwag and Sachin Tendulkar. This really affected the young Gautam Gambhir. He later said in an interview, "When I got dropped for the World Cup, there were times I didn't want to play anymore. I didn't want to practice. I could not motivate myself." But even then, Gambhir stuck to his favourite sport and didn't give up. After India's first round exit from the tournament, Gambhir was selected for the one-day international tour of Bangladesh in 2007. Gambhir believed that this series was going to be a do-or-die situation for him. It was going to be his last chance to prove himself. And he did prove himself by scoring his second century on that tour, and was subsequently selected for the one-day international for India's tour of Ireland in 2007.
Congratulations, Gautam Gambhir. Beautiful innings.
A well-deserved 100 by Gautam Gambhir. As you heard, the first one here in the Sherabangla Stadium in Mirpur in Dhaka. And
he scored an unbeaten 80 against Ireland in the first game of that tour and was awarded the man of the match. In the post-match interview, he indicated that performing more consistently was a top priority for his career, as he had done so in the past. Gambhir was then selected in India's squad for the 2007 ICC World T20, which India went on to win in South Africa, beating Pakistan in the final. Gambhir performed well in the shortest form of the game, ending the tournament as India's top run scorer with 227 at an average of 37.83, including 3 half-centuries, which included a crucial 75 of 54 balls against Pakistan in the finals. His performance in the finals was highly appreciated, and it helped India win the finals.
89 for 2.
Excellent 50 by the young man. His third of the tournament. He's the in-form batsman. But this one will be the most important. It's on the big day in a final against Pakistan in front of a full house. And he knows he can do further damage. Good tournament for him.
In 2008, Gambhir was forced to miss the Test series in Australia due to a shoulder injury. But in the Commonwealth Bank series, he scored an unbeaten 102 against Sri Lanka in a match washed out due to rain.
Time to spare. Gambhir, his third one-day international 100, a beauty.
Trying to get out
3 weeks later at Sydney, He scored his then career best score of 113 of 119 balls against Australia in a high-scoring match which India lost by 18 runs. He finished the Commonwealth Bank Series as the leading run scorer with 440 runs.
Goes the pull shot as he found the gap. Andrew Symonds is the man picking it up now. He wants to come back and does. Congratulations.
That's a magnificent 100. Superbly compiled by Gautam Gambhir. 100 in 109 balls.
2008 was the year when Gambhir finally solidified his place in the Indian Test team with a string of high scores. Opening the batting with Delhi teammate Virendra Sehwag, he scored 858 runs, including a double century against Australia in the Bordeaux Gavaskar Trophy. However, in the same match, he was involved in a controversy when he elbowed bowler Shane Watson while taking a run. Gambhir claimed it was accidental, but was even then banned for one test. He scored 463 runs in the series, which despite missing the last match, was more than any other player.
Dear idea, words exchanged.
चीज़ भी ठीक हो जाती. जब मैंने एल्बो किया तो ऑब्वियसली मैच रेफरी ने बुलाया मैच डे के बाद.
शाम को पेशी हुई थी आपकी?
पेशी हुई थी और वो मेरे को लगता है कि किसी भी खिलाड़ी को सबसे छोटी मैच रेफरी के साथ मीटिंग हुई होगी. तो मैं ऊपर जब गया बैटिंग करके ख़त्म करी, मैं उस टाइम 150 नॉट आउट पर बैटिंग कर रहा था. तो सब ने बोला कि मैच रेफरी अगर बोले तो एक्सेप्ट मत करना कि आपकी गलती है. सब ने ये बोला, सारे सीनियर्स ने भी, क्योंकि मेरी पहली या दूसरी थी मैच रेफरी के साथ, वो क्रिस ब्रॉड थे. तो सबने कहा कि जब नीचे, बिकॉज नीचे ही थी बिल्कुल, तो एक्सेप्ट मत करना, कुछ भी हो जाए, जो भी वो बोले कहना कि नहीं, आई डोंट अग्री, आई डोंट एक्सेप्ट. ऐसे फिर मैं नीचे.
सचिन ने ये बोला था आपसे?
और भी बोला, सौरभ ने भी बोला, बाकी ने भी बोला एक्सेप्ट मत करना. मैं नीचे जा रहा था, गैरी कर्स्टन के साथ कोच और प्लेयर जाते, तो गैरी ने कहा कि गौतम एक्सेप्ट कर लेना, छोड़ देगा. मैंने कहा यू श्योर? कहता आई एम टेलिंग यू, अच्छा आदमी है, एक्सेप्ट कर लेना, छोड़ देगा. उसने मेरे को रूम में बुलाया, बिठाया भी नहीं. कहते हैं कैन यू सी द विजुअल्स? आई सेड यस. सो डू यू एक्सेप्ट दैट यू आर गिल्टी? आई सेड यस. बैन, थैंक यू. पर मैं ऐसे खड़ा रहा.
What did you say to Gary?
That's it. ये मीटिंग हुई है, इतनी मैच रेफरी के साथ मीटिंग थी. डू यू एक्सेप्ट दैट यू आर गिल्टी? आई सेड यस, थैंक यू, बैन.
वन मैच.
गैरी मुझे देखे, मैं गैरी को देखूं. और उसमें सिर्फ मैंने बैन नहीं किया था, उसमें मैन ऑफ द सीरीज़ थी कैमरी, नई कैमरी आई थी. और अगर मैं वो सीरीज़ खेलता तो मैं मैन ऑफ द सीरीज़ बनता, क्योंकि उसी सीरीज़ में 200 भी था, 100 भी था और एक 50 भी था, और आखिरी टेस्ट मैच एक और रह गया था. तो
कोहली मिस द कैमरी.
यस. और वो
जोर से मारा था?
नहीं, ज़्यादा जोर से नहीं मारा. तो
पर आपने फिर गैरी को नहीं दौड़ाया कि तू तो बोल रहा था बच जाएगा?
अच्छा, जब मैं वापस ड्रेसिंग रूम में आया तो सब ने ये बोला, अब गैरी क्या बोले. सबने मुझे बोला क्यों एक्सेप्ट किया, तो मैंने बोला गैरी ने बोला. अब गैरी बेचारा कुछ बोल ही ना पाए, और सिर्फ गैरी की वजह से सबने मना किया. अगर वो मैं मना करता तो वो इंक्वायरी चलती, वो एक टेस्ट मैच में और खेलता, वो बढ़ती चली जाती, वो
फिर वो आगे जाके कभी कुछ होता तो होता.
बिल्कुल.
He was also the leading run scorer in the Test series against England in December 2008 and against New Zealand in early 2009, meaning that he had achieved this feat in 3 consecutive series. In the 2008 Ranji Trophy final, he even scored an unbeaten 130, which helped Delhi beat Uttar Pradesh by 9 wickets. In the Indian Premier League, Gambhir was picked by the Delhi Daredevils in the first player auction. He was picked for a prize of $7,25,000 a year. He became the second highest run scorer of the inaugural season of the IPL with 534 runs from 14 matches. Gambhir played his first major test series outside the subcontinent, having toured New Zealand in 2009. In the second test match, he scored a match-saving 137 in the second innings. He stood more than 5 sessions in the middle and faced over 430 balls. Then, in the second innings of the third test, he scored 167, putting India in the driver's seat. But rain helped New Zealand batsmen to hang on for a draw. Gambhir, with 445 runs in 6 innings at an average of 89, helped India win 1-0 to script a series win in New Zealand after 41 years. He was named as the ICC Test Player of the Year for 2009 and was also ranked the number 1 batsman in the world in the ICC rankings in July of the same year.
Gautam Gambhir.
Gautam Gambhir from India.
I think it's been a dream run for me. Never thought 1 year back when I wasn't even there in the test squad that this thing's going to happen. I think life has changed really fast, so really happy the way things have gone my last 1 year.
He continued his good run in the late 2009 Test series against Sri Lanka at home. He scored a century in the second innings of the first Test in Ahmedabad to force a draw after the visitors had taken a first innings lead of more than 300. Then, in the second Test at Kanpur, Gambhir and Sehwag combined for an opening partnership of over 200 runs, and Gambhir scored 167 himself, helping India score over 400 runs on just the opening day of the Test. India went on to score 642 and won the match by an innings. Gambhir backed out of the third and final Test against Sri Lanka at the Brabant Stadium in Mumbai in order to attend his sister's wedding. In January, when Gambhir scored 116 against Bangladesh in the first Test, it was his 5th century in 5 Test matches. This made him just the 4th player to achieve this feat. Only Don Bradman had managed 6 centuries in as many matches. For his performances in 2009, he was named in the World Test 11 by the ICC.
What an effort and what an achievement from Gautam Gambhir. There he goes, steps out and has a swing at it.
Lovely placement.
Gambhir was also appointed captain of India in 2010 against New Zealand for the ODI series. This series took place in India and Gambhir scored an unbeaten 150 in the 4th match in Calcutta to help seal the series. India won the series 5-0 and Gambhir was named man of the series.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's nice. Really nicely played. He was a little... didn't go at that one quite as hard early on, was they didn't give up width. So Mills has decided to come around the wicket. Oh, that's another very, very good shot. Again, it's a half volley, but it's been put away.
Really called out there. Excellent timings, superb placement. It's a quick outfield.
Into the attack. Very good hit. And he's picked his spot to perfection.
Lovely shot. Excellent way to bring up his 800 in one-day internationals. His first against New Zealand. His first as captain, and this is a top-class innings.
Yeah, superb. 89 deliveries.
Gambhir was also named as the captain of Delhi Daredevils in 2010. At the end of IPL 2010, he was the only player from Delhi Daredevils to score more than 1,000 runs in the IPL. But Gambhir is most remembered for the World Cup 2011 final, where he scored a solid 97 of 122 balls. Coming into bat in the first over after the dismissal of Virender Sehwag, he anchored the Indian innings despite the dismissal of both Virender Sehwag as well as Sachin Tendulkar. He first had a good partnership with Kohli and then a match-winning partnership of 109 runs with MS Dhoni. His innings was crucial for India's World Cup win, and Gambhir was then considered as the man of big matches. In the 2011 IPL player auction, Gambhir was the most sought after player, fetching a bid of $2.4 million from the Kolkata Knight Riders, making him the highest paid cricketer in the history of IPL. He was then appointed as the skipper of the team. Under Gambhir's captaincy, Kolkata Knight Riders qualified for the IPL playoffs and also made it to the Champions League T20. Coming back to the national team, in 2011, India's batting lineup struggled in tests, particularly away from home. Out of 16 innings in away tests, India passed 300 just twice, and both the team's opening batsmen failed to score a century in the format in the whole of 2011. Between February 2010 and November 2011, Gambhir played 14 tests. From 25 innings, he scored 704 runs at an average of just 29.33. However, while he struggled in test matches, Gambhir enjoyed a rich run of form in ODIs, averaging 56.90 from 23 matches.
In one-day internationals and his 9th against Sri Lanka.
In the catastrophic 4 test defeats against Australia, Gambhir opened the batting in all 4 of the matches. He scored just 181 runs, averaging at 22.62. But Gambhir found a lot of success in the IPL with KKR. He eventually led the side to their first title in 2012 by defeating defending champions Chennai Super Kings by 5 wickets at their home ground in Chennai. He was also the leading run scorer for KKR. During the same season, he scored 6 half centuries and was only the second player to cross 2000 runs in the IPL. He was then the second highest run scorer in the history of the IPL. On February 12, 2012, Gambhir scored 92 of 111 balls in an ODI against Australia at the Adelaide Oval to help India win their first match against the hosts at that venue. It was also India's highest successful run chase in Australia. For his effort, Gambhir won the Man of the Match award.
You also scored runs, something that has been going on in the media for quite some time. You have been under pressure for different reasons. Must be a big relief today.
Well, I don't think a lot about media, to be very honest, but on the personal point of view, it's very satisfying that you end up getting some runs against Australia and then winning your first game on the tour against Australia, which is always very special. So when you get runs against a quality side and in their own backyard, it's always feel very special. But the most important thing is that contributing in the team's win is far more important and far more satisfying.
You once again missed 100. A mixed feeling. The same thing happened in the World Cup finals as well. When you got 90 odd, India won. You didn't get a man of the match. You didn't get 100.
Look, I think 100 is something you can't just keep thinking about 100. It's about contributing, and if I can keep scoring runs, somewhere down the line it will come my way. But if I keep thinking that I have to score 100, if I have to score 100, which is I think a long way away, and I don't want to get desperate, because sometimes when you get desperate for things, it just keeps going away from you. But at the moment, 90 is always better than not scoring any runs. I think 92 is far more better than zero. So from 0 to 92, I would have taken it hands down that 92 and winning the game, and that is far more special. But as I said, that obviously 100 would have been icing on the cake. But then there are certain things which when it has to come, it will come.
On 14 February 2012, against Sri Lanka, Gambhir yet again missed out on an ODI 100 when he was dismissed run out for a fine 91 of 106 balls. This knock from Gambhir was instrumental in securing a thrilling tie in that match.
There it is, 50 by 101 runs. That is brilliant, Gautam. They had some coasting to do though, chaps, didn't they? That's a half chance taken well. Oh, yes. Malinga Dodoni. He's got it. Out to cover. Is it going all the way? Brilliant fielding. They've got to go. They're coming back for 3. It'll be a tied game. First ever tie between these two countries. Down to the wire. 2:36 apiece.
In August 2012, he was made as the vice captain of India for the T20 World Cup. After this, Gambhir was seen missing from the Indian team for quite a lot of time.
Beautifully by Gautam Gambhir and classy.
On the other hand, in the IPL, Gambhir led Kolkata Knight Riders to their second title in 2014 by beating Kings 11 Punjab by 3 wickets. He led KKR to the playoffs in 2016 and 17 and was also the highest run scorer. After a long absence from the national team, on 8th October 2016, Gambhir was recalled for the Test match series against New Zealand after showing good form in domestic cricket. But he was soon dropped again. On January 27, 2018, at the IPL auction, Gambhir was bought by Delhi Daredevils for Rs 2.8 crore and was appointed as the captain. Later, KKR's CEO Venki Mysore revealed that Gambhir had asked the team not to retain him as he wanted to finish his IPL career where he started.
Thanks, Hemant. It's an absolute honor and privilege to be captaining Delhi Daredevils, and I've already said in my first tweet, which I wrote straight away after the auction, that I'm back. And obviously, it's always great to come back home, and it's always great to come back to a place where you started your career. You started your IPL career, you started your cricketing career as well. So hopefully, this is the place where I'm going to finish as well. So really looking forward to it, and I'm sure it's going to be an exciting journey, and really excited about it.
Midway through the 2018 IPL season, Gambhir stepped down from captaincy, citing poor performances of the team, and announced Shreyas Iyer as the new captain of Delhi Daredevils. This was the last time Gambhir was seen playing in the IPL. Gambhir announced his retirement from all forms of cricket on 3rd December 2018 ahead of his final match for the Delhi cricket team against Andhra cricket team in the Ranji Trophy on 6 December 2018. He went on to score 112 in his final innings, his 43rd century in first-class cricket. This was the last time Gautam Gambhir played a professional cricket match. He had a career full of ups and downs, but you can't deny that he was a big game player and performed when it mattered the most. His 2011 ODI World Cup final and 2007 T20 World Cup final innings are ones to be remembered forever. He started his new innings in 2019 when he joined BJP and won elections to the Lok Sabha from East Delhi. He started his work at his constituency of East Delhi, installing CCTV cameras to tackle the issue of women's safety which has plagued Delhi in recent times. Gambhir is also a firm believer in social work. The Gautam Gambhir Foundation is his philanthropic initiative. It was started in 2014 and is based out of Delhi. He set up community kitchens in 2017 through the foundation in Patel Nagar, Delhi, in a bid to make sure no one slept hungry in the city. The key project of the foundation is to reach out to as many children of paramilitary martyrs as possible and empower them by supporting their entire educational needs. Apart from this, the Gautam Gambhir Foundation works with adolescent girls from underprivileged homes in generating awareness on nutrition, health and hygiene, and an effort to make Delhi green by planting trees to fight Delhi's pollution problems. Gambhir has been a very successful cricketer and is also showing signs of a successful politician. Many people feel that he is not appreciated enough for his great cricketing career for the country. But since that's a relative opinion, it's for you to decide.
it. Gautam Gambhir punches the air. He deserves all the accolades because this has been a terrific innings.